President Trump just completed his address to the UN, and in very measured, very appropriate, and very diplomatic terms, he calmly expressed the truth about the UN, and now we can see why he hasn't thrown them out of America yet. Welcome to What They Don't Say. I'm your host, Fred Lynn, and we're going to talk about this. This is going to be a short video, but there's some points here that need to be made, and Trump did a beautiful job of it. It started out with him talking about they can't even manage their own building. The escalator broke as he and his wife were entering. Once he got on stage, the teleprompter wasn't working. This is just basic stuff. He mocked the way that they have blown the redo of the building, basically calling them incompetent. And from then on, for the UN, it all went downhill. It was interesting to watch the diplomats from the other countries as Trump spoke. Once in a while, they would flash to them, and these people were like a beehive. They were huddling together, gibbering and jabbering in whatever language they got. They were getting excited. They were looking around at each other. They were very uncomfortable because he really laid the truth at their doorstep. The truth is, Trump described what terrorist nations do, and then he went on and discussed what the UN has done, and truthfully, there isn't any difference between what these terrorist organizations have done and what the UN has been supporting. And he made that clear without calling the UN a terrorist organization. But the truth is, on a lot of levels, that is exactly what they've been conducting themselves at. He discussed how they spent $342 million getting 624,000 illegals into America. How the UN financed that. Of course, 624,000 by far, that's not the total of what came in. But that is what they've already been able to trace the money to from the UN. 624,000 entered because of the UN financing it. He went on to thank El Salvador for taking the prisoners, the Tren de Agua, and the other violent criminals that Tom Homan, Kristi Noem, and Trump have busted and sent down to El Salvador. And he excoriated the UN for their lack of action on anything. Trump has ended 7 wars. He told them. One of those wars went on for 36 years. A couple of them around 31 years. There were 7 different wars. Israel and Iran had just gone to war. Trump knocked out the nuclear sites in Iran. Israel and Iran were at war. They were throwing missiles back and forth. It wasn't good. Trump went in, and you might remember, he got upset with both of them. They don't know what the F they're doing because neither side would back down immediately. He got that stopped. Everyone said that it was going to blow. It was out of control. Trump stopped it. Trump ended 7 wars, and he told the UN, you guys did nothing about it. He told them they are useless. They aren't doing anything. They are not fulfilling any of the objective goals from the organization. What good is the UN if they do not prevent wars, if they do not actually help people? They fund aid, and it goes in, and the terrorists steal it. And the truth is, they know a lot of that is going to the wrong people. They support that. There are too many bad guys in the UN. Trump was smart enough. He found a very clever way to say it. He was talking about the destruction of Europe and how they're falling and how their countries, one country after another, is just falling over there because of their immigration, which is largely Islamic. Every place that takes in a lot of immigrants, the most trouble that they have always comes from Islam. The Islamic people within their countries. He was talking about the spread of Sharia law and how we cannot have that. He's right. We can't. Sharia law, you talk about fascism, boy, they wrote the book on it. If you feel any different from them, if you speak different from them, they want you dead. They don't allow that. But he did not call Islam a terrorist organization. Is that day going to come? He came right out and told Europe that you can't take in people with different ideas, different religions. We know what he was talking about when he said that. A lot of people will agree that Islam isn't a true religion. A lot of people feel that it's a cult. Whatever you want to call it, it poisons societies. But even the other Islamic countries do not want the people from Gaza. They don't want the Hamas people coming in. He didn't mention that. I wish he would have, but he didn't really miss anything. The points that he got across were direct, and there is no way that nobody in the room understood him. Everyone had to understand him because he was very clear. He talked about the money that they've wasted. When they put money into something, nothing ever gets fixed. They don't really try to fix anything. The main thing that they have been there for decades is to get money from the U.S., and they spread that around, and their people steal it. It goes into these programs. No one audits these programs, and the money disappears. Look at Haiti. The UN was going to go in there and fix Haiti. Well, it's still being run by a gangster named Barbecue. For God's sakes, what was that, a year ago? The UN went in there and said that they were going to keep the peace. They have done nothing. They never do anything. Except there's a reason that they're successful at supporting terrorism and illegal immigration around the world. They're very effective at that. So that shows us when they apply themselves, they can do it. But they're also playing for the wrong side. Trump made it very clear that Western civilization is under attack from the illegal immigrants, the ideas that they bring, the ideologies that they present, and that they're trying to spread globally. He made it very clear to Europe, this is not sustainable. What does that mean when you say it's not sustainable? It means something's got to break. It's like I keep saying in all of my videos on this topic. Someone has got to win. Someone has got to lose. It cannot continue like this. It's going to blow up. Trump sees it, and that was his subtle warning to the world. This has got to stop because it's not sustainable. Something is going to give. That's what he means when he says it is not sustainable. Something is going to blow. There's going to be a catalyst. There will be an Archduke Ferdinand moment like the one that started World War I, where one assassination got countries at war. Pretty soon all the allies jumped in. That is where we're at, and Trump knows it. His speech to the General Assembly at the UN was an attempt to avert World War III and all of the civil wars that are going to come with it, because World War III starts. All of these sleeper cells, all of these communities that are living in the wrong countries, they're all going to rise up in the streets of their own country, their own new country. But people come into countries as immigrants and then immediately try to change the country and turn it to their ideology, even though they were forced to leave where they came from, or they left because there's no opportunity and low standard of living where they were. Yet they want to bring it. Trump put Europe on notice. It is time. You have to do something. This cannot continue. A lot of people are aware of it, but there's no intestinal fortitude among the leadership of the Western nations to do this. I will say, over there in Italy, she's doing a great job. Greece has now put their foot down. Poland has done well all along. Hungary has done well. They've kept out the immigrants. They're not having the problems. Italy got overrun before they decided to put the foot down, but they got the right leader to do it. Meloni's doing a great job there. But the prison population in Europe runs anywhere from 50% to Sweden. It's 72% now of the people in prisons are the immigrants. Legal or illegal, I don't know what their policies are if they consider them illegal. But it's from the flood that has been attacking the Western world for a long time now. It's been many years. Over the last 5 years, the immigrant flood to all of the Western nations has been increasing dramatically. As we all know, it did here. But we, even at our worst, we weren't getting flooded like those people over in Europe. And those people are our allies. If we go to war, we will want those people as our allies, and they're going to be busy with their own problems in their own streets. It will be limited to what they can do to help anyone else in a world war situation. Trump discussed Brazil at length, and the reason for that is because of the BRICS Union. That's Brazil, Russia, India, and China. There's been, I think, 14 other countries now that have joined them in that. and there's other countries that want to join them. And that is a union against the economic power and the economic footprint of the United States. It is not a beneficial organization to Western society. It is anti-Western society, and that is the main thing that binds all of those countries together, is they want to get economic and military dominance over the world that is now shared by the Western world, with the United States leading the charge at the front. We have done that since World War II. We've maintained that, and BRICS is an effort to bring it down. Brazil is a key member. India is a key member. And this, I finally realized the reason Trump hasn't thrown the UN out of New York is because he wants them here where they are available and they're accessible to United States leadership. He had the opportunity to go in there, talk to them, put them in their place. Will they realize it? He's not going to change any minds like that, because these people already know they're dirty. They already know that they were robbing us. They already know that UN funds were going to help the bad guys. We don't even know where all of the money went. As I said, it's been looted and there's no auditing. When the UN programs start up, who follows through? We know that when they send aid, like into Gaza, the aid is stolen by the bad guys. They either use it or sell it. It doesn't go to the people it's supposed to go to. The UN knows this, and they do nothing about it. This speech that Trump gave them, he told them they were useless. He is exactly right. But he drew a line in the sand. It is time that something must be done about this stuff. He put the UN on notice that he believes they are useless and that they've got some things that they need to fix, starting with their building, which, you know, that's one thing. If Trump knows anything at all, is how to put a building together. And for him to walk in there and encounter an escalator that isn't working, as for that teleprompter, I'm not so sure but what someone didn't shut that off on purpose, because he complained about it, and voila, all of a sudden the teleprompter starts working. Whatever, it's tacky, okay? It's just tacky. If the UN was really going to do the world any good, they'd be over there in Africa where everybody keeps slaughtering each other with machetes. There's a lot of those people over there getting, let's see, I got to watch the format here. A lot of people over there assuming ambient temperature because of the religions that have moved in there and taken it over, which a lot of people call a cult. But they aren't doing any good working out of New York. The only thing they're doing is robbing us. And those people, they come from the rat hole nations around the world, and they enjoy hanging around in New York and reaping the benefits of being in the United States. But they don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate what Trump is doing, and they're behind the globalists that are infecting the world and causing all these problems. Trump told them they're useless. He said what he has done and defined the fact that they haven't done anything about any of these wars. They haven't done anything to help the 300,000 kids, estimated 300,000, that came up missing during all of these immigrant floods that the UN supports. And I don't think he touched the heart of anyone in there, because the people he was talking to, they don't have hearts, they don't have souls. But it's a good thing that Trump did this. It was long overdue. It was a beautiful job, well done. Very diplomatic, precisely measured tone to great effect for anybody that's listening. And thank you for listening. We've got to get this right. And if we do, then maybe God will continue to bless this great country of ours. Thank you.